So firstly, we will cover what is how to write a formula. Just to create a data. If I'm creating a data. So I'm going to show a very simple formula. How to add values. So much my screen. So if you want to add values in Excel, so there are two ways. So to add.
Sir, your
So
voice
there are
is
two ways
low.
to add any values in Excel.
Sir, your
Hello.
voice is
Now I
breaking.
am audible. Now I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So maybe due to some of the network connectivity at my end and maybe at your end also. Sometimes you do not have a proper internet connection. So maybe this is due to network connectivity at my end at you and your end also. Maybe. So
Sir, please zoom. Sir, please zoom.
Okay, now it is visible to you all. So
Yes, sir.
so there are two ways to add values in Excel. One method is a wrong method, or we can call it a stationary method. And the other method is called as dynamic method, and which is the correct method to add value in Excel. So I'm going to show you a stationary method. Stationary method. Suppose that you have 2, 3, and 5. So one way to add this, write 2, write plus 3 plus 5, add. So it will give you the 10 value, which is correct. So now why I'm calling it as stationary? Because if I change 5 at the place of 3, but our addition, but our sum is still 10. So which is a very so so while doing any stuff at your office or while doing any analysis, so if you do not use the dynamic method, so I'm showing you the dynamic method also, so you have more clarity. What is the difference between stationary and dynamic method? 2, suppose that I take 3 and I took 4 here, and I'm going to use to add values in Excel. So first of all, you have to use an equal to sign. So before typing any formula or before using any formula, the a prerequisite that we have to use a equal to formula before using any formula in Excel. So we have to first of all we have to write a equal to sign. Then we type the formula S. For example, we have to add. So to add values in Excel, we have to use some formula. SUM sum. Just go to and select it. Click on the mouse and select. Okay. Then now we select 1, 2, 3 and click enter. So this is 9. So if I'm going to change this 3 from 5, here the sum is automatically changes. So this is called a dynamic. So if you are doing if I'm going to do any analysis and sometimes you change any digit or you have to replace your current number with any other number, the sum will automatically changes by using the dynamic method. But in this method, if I'm going to replace 5 with 10, but still the sum is 10. So this is the wrong way of doing addition in Excel. And but in this method, in this dynamic method, if I'm going to replace 2 with 7, now you can see that the sum is automatically changes. So this is the best way to do. So always use dynamic method while doing calculation in Excel. Most of the time, we can say that 99% of the time, we need dynamic methods. Only 1% of time, in case you have required, then you have to use the stationary method. Otherwise, 99% of the time we have to use the dynamic method for doing any analysis or any calculation. Okay, so I have this is clear to you. This is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to sum. All right, add. Simply write total. Total. So I'm going to use the sum formula. So in Excel, so before using any formula, we have to write equal to sign. Then for addition, we have to use sum formula SUM. So there are two ways to select any formula in Excel. Either you have to go to, click your cursor on the formula, or just use the tab key. So note down. So kindly note all. Please note down. So there are two ways to select formula in Excel. First method is that either use your cursor and click on the formula, or just simply write the formula SUM and click the tab key. It will automatically select your formula. Just select the range, or we can just select the range. Just select the range, click enter, and it will give you the formula. So when you want to add, suppose that we are at the row 5. So when you when you have applied formula at row 5, so no need to again apply formula at the row 6 also. No need to apply formula, or no need to select again and again at each and every row. Just we have used the sum formula at the starting of the table. We can say that at the starting of the table, and just put your cursor at the end of that particular cell and just drag down below, drag it below, and it will automatically calculate. It will automatically take all the values from row 5, row 6, 7, 8. It will automatically do the same thing for all the rows. Now, so this is the one way of doing sum. This is the one way of doing sum formula. So if you do not want to drag, so also there is something. If you do not want to drag, or if you want to apply some formula at all the cells simultaneously, so what we can do, just select all the cell. I'm going to repeat this once more. Select all the cell, go to equal to sign, use the formula, write the formula sum, select the first row of the table, close the bracket, and instead of using enter key, use the control enter key. So I'm going to repeat once more. So instead of using enter key, use control enter key. So you can see that we do not, here we cannot use, so we do not need to drag the cell to calculate all the values. It will at the same time, it will calculate the sum for all the data simultaneously at a single click. I think you got it. So the main catch is here is that instead of using enter key, use control plus enter key. So the main catch is here. Instead of using enter key, use control plus enter key. Okay. So now we can move to the next formula. And one more thing. How to read a formula in Excel. So this is a very important. How to read a formula, how to see a formula. Very important. So see the screen carefully. I'm going to write a formula sum. Okay, I think screen is visible. So if we look at the formula carefully, we can say that, just go through. Where's the pen? Okay. Not going to work like that. So if you see the formula carefully, one value is highlighted, or you can say that in a bold, and the other value is not highlighted. Okay. Now one more, so there is one more difference. This value is simply having no bracket. But you can see that number one, there is no bracket in number one, but in number two, there is a square bracket. In number three, there is a square bracket. In number four, there is a square bracket. So what this bracket is showing, and what is the meaning of this highlighted number one? So the highlighted cell or the highlighted value is it is called as active argument. The highlighted value is called as active argument, or we can say that compulsory argument. Compulsory argument means that if you want to use this formula, so at least you have to give this value. This is, for example, 1, 2, 3. I'm saying that if you want to use this formula, so all the value that is in the round bracket is called as non-compulsory value. It means that if you do not provide, suppose that I select this value, okay, and I close the bracket. I will not forward to the number 2. Just I have used the compulsory argument, close the bracket and hit enter. It will work. But now see one more formula, which is advanced formula, but I am show you, which is VLOOKUP, one of the important formula in Excel. So you can say that in lookup value, which is called the highlighted argument or compulsory argument, and you can also say that in table array there is no round bracket. So all the values that are not in a round bracket are called compulsory value, which means that to use the formula, we have to feed this formula with a lookup value, we feed this formula with a table array, we feed this formula with a column index number. But if we are not going to provide range lookup, the formula will still work. We will see later how to use the formula. Here my motto is to make you understand what is called as a compulsory argument in a formula in Excel, and what is called as a non-compulsory formula or non-compulsory argument. So anything that is in a round bracket is called non-compulsory argument. So here range lookup is in round bracket, so it is called as a non-compulsory argument, while lookup value, table array, column index is called as a compulsory argument. So if you want to use any formula, we have to feed the formula with all the compulsory argument. But in case of sum, we can clearly say that there is only one compulsory argument. In number two are in a round bracket. So we can, to use the sum formula, there is only one compulsory argument. But in case of VLOOKUP, so to use VLOOKUP, there is a multiple compulsory argument, just as lookup value, table array, column index. I think you have got my point. So we just move to the next hour, average. So we have covered what is how to read a formula, how to read an Excel formula, and we go through what is the right procedure and now we go through what is the right procedure and wrong procedure of doing using some formula in Excel. Now we move to another statistical formula which is called as average. I'm going to open Excel sheet. Just wait a minute. So I'm just wait a minute. I'm going to Excel new open sheet. So so the material which I will share you today, all the things that we have gone through yesterday and we are studying today, all the data, all the materials are covered in that particular sheet. And also at the end of the session, I will provide this whole Excel material with you for your practice, for your understanding. Yeah. So I'm going to use okay. First of all, I'm going to convert this number. Great. बढ़िया. So what is the meaning of average? So average of anything gives average means we are summarizing multiple value to a single value. Average gives you a single value derived from multiple values, or it is called as a central tendency. In central tendency, we have different formula just like average, median, mode, and other formula. So what average gives? Average provide a single value by using the multiple values. So here I'm going to use the average value. So frequently, if you are working in I'm taking the example of a retail industry. So if you are working in suppose you are working in a retail industry, and now your boss or your colleague or you have to find out the average net sale, or you have to find out the average profit or average quantity
Sir, repeat
sold,
once again,
or
sir.
okay. So suppose suppose you are working in a, so I am taking an example of a retail industry data. Product one, suppose a date, product one, product two, salesman, and what are the regions, number of customers. Suppose that you have various regions, north regions, your organization is working in various regions, north, west region, middle region. You have number of customers. So in each and every region, you have different customers, different quantity sales in every region, net sales, profit. So, but your manager told you to find out the net sales. What is the net sales in a particular month? Suppose that this is the sales data of a, going to change this from June. Okay. So suppose that this is the data of a particular June month. So now the manager told you, okay, what is the net sales in what is the average sale in a June month. So what we can do, we apply just so to apply any formula in Excel. First we use the equal to key, type the formula to average any value in Excel. We use the average formula, AVERAGE, average. So to select any formula in Excel, there is two ways. One, good by using your cursor, or just by clicking the tab key it will automatically select the formula for you. So in this formula, we can also see that there is only one compulsory argument, number 1. Number 2, yeah, you can say that logic 2 is not compulsory. This formula is work if you give a single range or single number, it will work. So to find out, so we are going to find out the average net sales. Just select the cell, close the bracket and hit enter key. So in a June month, we can say that the average sales is 6,963. Frequently, sometimes when you're doing some statistical analysis, you also have to find out the median value. So what is the median net sales? So to use median value in Excel, we use the median formula. Let's go to the median, select the cell and hit enter key. The median value is 7,530. Mode. So for mode value, we have to do some changes in the data. So to use the mode formula, we type mode, go to the mode, use the tab key, select the range and hit enter key. So the median value is, the average value is 7,343. The median value is 7,164 and the mode for net sales in June is 7,164. So now so you are also interested, what is the maximum profit? Suppose that. So we all are interested in profit. So to find out maximum profit, type equal to formula, type max, just only, so to find out the maximum value, we use the max formula in Excel. Type the max, hit the tab key and select the range. So if you want to find out the maximum profit in a particular month, just go to the cell, select the range and hit enter key. So the maximum profit is 4,923 in June month. So if you want to find out the minimum sales, type equal to, type minimum, hit the tab key and just select the range, minimum sales. So the maximum profit is 4,000, nearly 4,000, and the minimum sales is 2,214. So these are the few basic statistical but important statistical formula that we frequently use while doing any analysis or while we are doing any stuff at our work. So average is the most important formula we frequently use. I am frequently using
सर
the
एक बार प्लीज दोबारा बताना एवरेज मीडियन और मोड वाला प्लीज.
अच्छा ठीक है, ओके 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 ओके. सो मैं फिर से बता देता हूँ. एक्सेल में कोई फॉर्मूला भी यूज करने के लिए सबसे पहले वी हैव टू हिट इक्वल टू की, टाइप एवरेज फॉर्मूला, select the range. अगर आपको if you want to take the average of net sales, so select the range of net sales and just close the bracket. We have to close the bracket also and hit enter key. It will give you the average value. So if you want to find the median, just type median, select the range. You can also see that yesterday we have studied that this is called as the formula bar. So here also you can see that the formula, this is called as the formula bar. So we can also see just go to the tab and close the bracket and hit the enter key. It will give you the median value for mode. Select the mode formula select the range, hit the enter key. To find out maximum value, we use the max value, max formula. To find the minimum quantity of any particular cell or any particular variable, we use the min
So what is
formula.
that number 1 and number 2, and what is its significance?
Okay, so please note that at the end of the session, I will repeat once again. So number 1 and number 2, this signifies that you can take n number of values in a formula. This signifies that you can type n number of values. For example, you can take net sales to the infinite level. Here in Excel, the range of seat is nearly 10,46,000. So this will signifies that you can take n number of values. This simply signifies you can take n number of value in this particular formula. You can see here. This only
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
this only signifies how many values you can take. So to find the minimum value, we type the min, just select the range and hit the enter key. Okay, great, got it. Okay. So now we move to the next formula. So if you want to find out the square root of any value, so just type, so suppose I'm going to take 625. If you want to find out the square root of 625, type SQRT. SQRT. So to find out the square root of any particular value in Excel, we use the formula SQRT. Then we can see that it will only one value. It will not going to work like we cannot write too many values in this particular formula. So I'm going to again differentiate you. Suppose अगर आप average ले रहे हो, तो you can use n number of values. You can use n number of values in average formula. But when we are using square root, SQRT, it will not going to take n number of values. It required only single value. So now I think one value, the square root of right here. SQRT. Like this, need to enter key. Suppose that I want to find it's such a value 144. The square root of 144 is 12. So you have clarity of how to use square root. So now we have covered our minimum mode, average, median,
Sir.
mode. Hello. Ji.
Sir, what if there was a separate column for profit and loss, and we have to calculate the profit and loss in a single cell?
No. So suppose that have loss. So, first of all, profit and loss is not should not be in a single cell. First of all, single cell में होना ही नहीं चाहिए आपका profit and loss, for example. But if you have profit and loss in a single cell, so
I have to calculate the sum that either I have gained profit or loss in this month.
Okay, so if you have profit or loss in a single cell, okay, so there is some differentiation. Suppose that profit is always in positive,
Yes,
while loss is in negative.
sir.
I guess, but I think you are getting my point. Loss is always in negative and profit is always in positive.
Yes, sir.
So you can going to average negative or positive value at below this table. Suppose that you have different losses. Okay. Or suppose that you average out. So it will give 959. So what we are learning how to why we are learning Excel or why we are learning data analysis. So we are learning data analysis to make decision by using the data. We take some decision. But but we calculate the positive and negative values simultaneously in a particular cell. The motto is not fulfilled. So we cannot take the right decision by using this wrong calculation. So our motto is to take right decision or to make decision based on the data is not going to fulfill anymore. So to do any analysis, we have to use formula very wisely. We have to use formula, which cell required, which formula. No. Hello, I am audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I think you have clarity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we will go through we'll cover a maximum minimum. Now we will go through the year, month, day, today, and now formula. So what we are learning this 5-day. I have chosen only that particular formula which is frequently used in your day-to-day analysis, or if you are going to if you are going any interview of or you are working in any industry. I have taken only point to point or only very important data. I'm not going to here. I'm not listing any fuzzy data or bakwasa formula. I have taken only the most important formula that will.
So, sir, enough to crack
So
interview.
Sorry, I will take your question at the end of the session because today we have to cover a lot and we are running out of time.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now we cover year, month. I'm going to make it some large. So this is frequently happen with you. Suppose that you have some dates 8/2/2027, 2002/29, 2020, 4/7/2026, 3/6/15, 2022, 15/2017. So, but to do calculation, to do only year-wise calculation, if you want to do year-wise calculation, so frequently you have to fetch only year from this particular data. So how we can fetch only year from this particular cell? So to fetch only year from this particular cell, we use the year formula. What we use the year formula equal to, we can type equal to, write year. It will take only one single value, which is called as compulsory argument, only one value. And go to the serial number, go to the data from where we want to fetch the year. Just select, close the bracket and hit the enter key. It will fetch only particular year from that particular data. So this is the way how you can fetch a particular year from a particular cell. So to fetch month, type equal to, go to the month formula, MONTH, select the tab, select that particular cell, close the bracket and hit enter key. It will fetch that particular month, which is 8 August. Drag the key and to fetch day, we use the day formula, DAY, day. Hit the tab key to select the formula, select that particular cell, close the bracket and hit the enter key and drag the cell. So by using the year formula, we can fetch year from a particular cell. To fetch month, we use the month formula. To fetch day, we use the day formula. And in the previous formula, I have shown you, I have told you that if you want to fill all the cells from F4 to F11 simultaneously. So what we are going to do, select all the cell, type equal to, type the formula year, select particular cell, close the bracket and hit Control Enter. If you want to work on a cumulative cell or so many cells and you want to drag the, if you want to result in so many cells at a single click. So instead of clicking on Enter, use Control plus Enter. Use the same method, select the cell, use the formula, close the bracket, and instead of hitting Enter, use click Control plus Enter. So these are some of the tricks that will save our time or make or looks us smarter in our work. So we have covered year, month, day. So what is going to today formula? What today formula will do? So today formula, I'm going to write today this formula need no argument. You can see that this formula required no any argument. Just type the formula, close the bracket and hit enter. It will gives you current date, which is 21st June 2024. So if you want the current time and current day both simultaneously, then we can use the now formula. So now formula will provide you current date with time. It also required no any argument. So it will return you date and time. We can also here you can also see that. So today formula returns today's date. Now formula return today date and time. And I'm going to share this Excel sheet with you all. I will share this Excel sheet with the host and host will share to you for your reference, for your future reference, and for your current practice.
Sir, can you repeat today once again, please?
Definitely. So if you want to the current date in any particular cell, for example, I need date here. So what is the today date? So you just type equal to, type today formula, just enter. It will give you today date. So today formula will provide you today date. And if you want to date and time simultaneously, current date and time simultaneously. So use now formula, NOW now. It will give you date and time simultaneously. So today formula gives you returns today date, and now formula returns date and time. I think got it. You have the clarity now.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, now we cover one of the most important formula, which is and or. Most important formula. Okay. So I think screen is visible to you all. To do one more thing for your convenience. View, I'm going to remove grid lines. Okay. So what is OR formula do? So as the name suggests, OR means if if out of two value, any value will work, it will give true. So just first of all, we go through the grammatical what is the grammatica in this or and and. So or basically provide you out of two value, if any value is true, it will write true here, and if both the value are not true, it will write false here. For example, just type or. It can also take so many values, so many logics, but here we will take only. Suppose that I'm going to provide you or example with two values and seeing one value. Suppose that I have told if this particular cell G4 is greater than 10,000. Okay. So what OR will do? If this particular cell is greater than 10,000, it will write true. But if this particular cell is less than 10,000, it will, if it is not greater than 10,000, it will provide false. For example, in most of the time, so if you want to filter out the salesman, or if you want to filter out the region, suppose that you have fixed a criteria, keep list out all the regions in which net sales is less than 10,000. So you have so your manager or you have to assign the task. You list out all the regions or all the persons where the sales is less than 10,000. So here this formula will work. Okay. So since this particular value is not greater than 10,000, it will provide false. Now we can use so now I'm going to drag the formula. Okay. आप देख सकते हो कि this value is also not 10,000, तो false, false, false. This only value so this only value is greater than 10,000, it will gives you true. False, false, false. ठीक है.
So why we compare with only 10,000?
I have just taken random number. You can take 10,000, 5,000, 8,000, any value you can take. I'm just so this by using a 10,000, for example. So we can also take here 8,000 also, 9,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever the value you want to take. Just write 8,000. Just write 8,000 drag. Okay. So we can see that this is whatever the value data greater than 8,000, it will write true. And
इसमें
all,
सर आई हैव वन डाउट सर, जैसे अगर हम इसमें बच्चों के मार्क्स की बात करें तो इसमें हम पास और फेल भी लगा सकते थे, ट्रू और
हाँ
फॉल्स।
बिल्कुल, वो भी हम कवर करेंगे अभी। ठीक है। अब देखिए इसमें और फॉर्मूले में क्या होता है कि ये दिस विल प्रोवाइड ट्रू और फॉल्स ओनली। ठीक है। बट अगर हमें चाहिए कि इफ समवन इज फेल्स द क्राइटेरिया, कि अगर वो 135 सपोज उसके 200 नंबर से कम आए हैं, तो वो वहां पर लिखे फेल या पास, तो वो भी हम कवर करेंगे। इसके बाद वाले फॉर्मूला में वही कवर करेंगे। सो और विल प्रोवाइड यू ओनली टू वैल्यू, आइदर ट्रू आइदर फॉल्स।
ये फिक्स है, मतलब ट्रू और फॉल्स ही
हाँ, ट्रू और फॉल्स। ठीक है। आई थिंक यू हैव द क्लैरिटी नाउ।
यस सर।
ठीक है। फिक्स। अब हम देखेंगे फॉर एग्जांपल स्क्रीन केयरफुली। हमने कहा कि आइदर नेट सेल is greater than, suppose that 6,500, comma we also take या तो net sales greater than 7,000, या so net sale for stationery is greater than 6,500, or furniture sale is greater than, suppose that I have to take 10,000. So what OR is going to do? either any value out of whether the stationery sales is greater than 6,500 or the furniture sale is greater than 10,000, either value is true, it will gives you true, or otherwise it will provide a false value. For example, here the sales is what we have taken more than 6,500, so round figure I have taken only 7,000. Okay. So here the sales for stationery greater than and furniture is both the values are true, so it will provide true. Let's see for the false values. Okay, so here we can see that net sales for stationery is not greater than 7,000, and also the net sale for profit is not greater than 10,000. Here both the criteria doesn't match.
Repeat the formula.
Okay. So in the formula, I have taken two of the logic. Either sales for stationery is greater than 7,000, or whatever the criteria, if you want to take, you can take 7,000, 8,000, or net sales is greater than 10,000. So if either of the criteria met, it will gives you true value. Otherwise, it will, if both the criteria fails, it will provide a false value. For example, here the sales is, you can see that here the sales is less than 7,000. Also, the net sales for stationery is less than 7,000, 10,000. So that's why it will provide false value. Here, matlab, I am saying that you can take number of values in this or number of logics in this or formula. So if either of the logic satisfied, it will provide this. For example, you can see that here only one criteria satisfied. For example, net sale for stationery is greater than 7,000, but net sale for furniture is not greater than 10,000, which is less than 10,000. But it will gives you true value, because what OR is going to do? Either of the two criteria, if any of the criteria met, it will provide true value. Otherwise, it will provide you false value. But in AND, compulsory both the criteria should be met. Just type AND, and we use the same logic for AND also. 7,000, 10,000.
But sir, here it will be like for 6,300, it will be the false, na, sir? Value this.
नहीं, okay, अभी देखो आप, अभी AND वाला भी देखो. We take the same criteria, 7,000. So you have more clarity. I have taken the same logic here also for AND. ठीक है. अब देखो, AND will give you false. AND will give you false, and true will give you true, or will give you true, or AND will give you false. So listen carefully. So OR will do either of the two criteria, or three criteria, or four criteria, whatever the criteria you have provided, you have fitted in the formula. If either of the criteria, here I have take two criteria. If either of the criteria is true, it will provide true. But in case of AND, so we can see that this in terms of OR, stationery sales is greater than 7,000. So one criteria is met, but sales for furniture is not greater than 10,000. So in case of OR, either of situation, अगर एक भी criteria true होगा, fulfill करेगा, तो ये true value देगा. लेकिन AND में और OR में, this is the basic difference of AND and OR. So what in terms of AND, दोनों का.
Sir,
Yes.
the difference between OR and AND can be defined when we take the criteria. If we take only one criteria, there is no difference between OR and AND. The results will be the same.
Okay, so so if you are going to take only one criteria, then how can you justify?
Right.
तो सेम ही देगा ना. अगर हम और एंड लेंगे तो कोई लॉजिक यूज नहीं
तो
करेगा.
फिर सर और नहीं लेंगे ना, क्योंकि और तो फिर मतलब जो चाहिए वो गलत ही बता देगा ना, मतलब.
नहीं, नहीं, इट विल वर्क फॉर एंड लो चाहे और लो आप. उस केस
Right.
में so if you have a single criteria of and लो या or लो, it will
Result
work.
will be the same. Right.
Result will be the same.
Right.
So you can see that in case of and, all the criteria, whether it is a 2 criteria, 3 criteria, 4 criteria, should be met, should be fulfilled. Then only it will going to provide you true value. Otherwise, it will give you false value. But in case of or, if you have 2 criteria, 3 criteria, if any of the criteria fulfills, it will gives you true value. So basically, so this formula is basic grammar, or and. Okay, so now we move to the next formula, if functionality. So अभी someone ask a questions के अगर ये हुआ तो क्या करेगा? Suppose that this is the student marks. हमने ले लिया suppose that 500 number का था, minimum value is 100 and maximum value is 500. ठीक है, if functionality, if functionality. ठीक है, so we said that कि the minimum passing marks is 170. कितना रख दे? The minimum passing marks is 225. Suppose that 225. तो यहाँ so to write to write if, so what we are doing here, if some student get or minimum passing marks is 250, if a student get more than 250 marks, then it will come in the category of pass, and if any student got less than 250 marks, it will come in the category of fail. So we just want to filter out how many students got passed or how many students got failed. We write type if, select logic. So what we provide the logic, if anyone is less than, if any student is less than 250, अगर 250 से कम होगा, use the comma. अगर value is true, अगर 250 से कम होगा. So here one more thing, if you want, if you have to write any text value in Excel, we write in a double quoted marks, double quotient. We use the double quotient. So if less than 250, ये हो जाएगा fail. It will comes in the category of fail. अगर 250 से या value is false, अगर 250 से ज्यादा होगा, if the value is greater than 250, then we can put that particular student in the category of pass. Enter. ठीक है, and drag. ठीक है, so this student got 158 marks, मतलब less than 250 marks, so it will come under, so it will come under the category of fail. 359
Sir,
pass.
again repeat the if function. What is the formula?
ठीक है, I'm going to repeat you again. So first of all, if function, if will take 3 values, if function will going to take 3 values. First is logical test. आपका logic क्या है? What is your logic? So my logic is anyone which is less than 250. My logic is that if a student get less than 250 marks, we use the comma to move next formula. We use the comma. ठीक है, अगर 250 से कम होता है तो what we are going to do, we called is at fail. ये fail हो गया, ठीक है. And अगर वैल्यू इज फॉल्स, मतलब अगर वो 250 से स्टूडेंट गॉट मोर देन 250 मार्क्स, सो वी कैन कॉल इट अ पास. वो पास हो गया, सब कुछ पास हो गया. ठीक है, गॉट इट. सो
Yes, sir.
सो रिजल्ट इज दैट. ठीक, आई थिंक हाँ
Sir, can we
So what
use
if
this for like multiple options also, like supposing economic class?
ठीक है, ठीक, ओके
So
ओके ओके. So if
also,
you,
sir, what if a
ठीक ठीक
student
ठीक है.
gets like equal marks, like 250? So will it be considered pass fail? How does the function work there?
नहीं नहीं, ओके. So go through the criteria. हमने यहाँ क्या, what we have defined कि if less than 250, less than 250 का मतलब 249. If we want to set the criteria, it means कि अगर 250 आएगा तो पास होगा, ठीक है. But if you want to specify, if you want to more specify, we can use greater than equal to, sorry, less than equal to. It means that कि अगर उसे 250 भी मिला होगा, 250 या 250 से कम मिला होगा, then that students comes under the category of fail. उसे अगर 250 से ज्यादा मिला होगा, यानी कि 251 मिला होगा, तब वो पास आएगा. So I think you have the clarity. So this is a simple math. Whatever the logic you want to give, you can provide any logic, whether is it less than equal to 250 marks, 230 marks, 130 marks, or only use the key less than or greater than, whatever the logic you want to give, you can provide and it will work according to your logic or according to your criteria.
सर एक बार ये दोबारा बताना प्लीज, इज इक्वल टू और एक मतलब लेस देन इक्वल टू वाला एक एग्जांपल देके.
ठीक है, मैं फिर से बताता हूँ. सो यू आर कंफर्टेबल इन हिंदी ऑल्सो?
यस सर.
ठीक है, बढ़िया. आप समझो कि पहले मैंने, सिंपल मैथ है ये, पहले मैंने कहा था कि पहले मैंने ये कहा था कि अगर उसको 200 से 250 से कम मिलेगा तभी वो फेल होगा. मतलब अगर उसको 249 मिला तो फेल हो गया, नहीं तो पास हो गया. ठीक है,
250 वाला भी पास है.
हाँ 250 वाला भी पास है, क्योंकि मैंने यहाँ लेस देन 250 लिखा है ना, तो यानी कि 250 भी मिला तो वो पास हो गया, 251 252 मिला पास हो गया. लेकिन हम ये चाहते हैं कि अगर उसको 250 भी मिला हो या 250 से लेस मिला हो, तो हम जस्ट सिंपल यूज इक्वल टू, यानी कि लेस देन इक्वल टू 250 या 250 से कम मिला होगा तो वो फेल होगा, नहीं तो वो पास हो जाएगा.
मतलब ये लेस देन और इक्वल टू वाला साइन हमें अलग अलग लगाना है,
हाँ
कंबाइंड भी
हाँ,
आता है ना सिंबल.
नहीं ये वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं है, इसमें आपको अलग अलग ही लगाना पड़ेगा. है ना, वर्ड वाले डॉक्यूमेंट में आप एक साथ लगा सकते हो बट इन एक्सेल यू हैव टू यूज इट सेपरेटली.
ओके सर.
ठीक है. अब एक मैम का क्वेश्चन था कि इफ यू हैव द मल्टीपल क्राइटेरिया, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं इसको, इस डेटा को चेंज कर देता हूँ. मैंने ले लिया मिनिमम मार्क्स 33, मैक्सिमम मैंने ले लिया 95. और इसको दे दिया मैथ, इसको हम देते हैं इकोनॉमिक्स. ठीक है. इसको भी हम चेंज कर देते हैं, maximum marks 33, minimum and maximum we can take it 95. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पर देखेंगे if with and. ठीक है. So in the previous lecture we also go through कि what and will do. And will do if both the criteria is true, then only it will provide true. Otherwise, if any of the criteria fails, it will provide false result. So for example, first of all, to use if, just write if, and to use if and simultaneously just type and select the formula. ठीक है. Logic 1, for example, if someone get marks, अगर someone get more than 15 marks in math, फिर logic 2, more than 17 economics. For example, I have taken for example 70. If some have got both math में, in math more than 50 marks and in economics more than 17 marks, agar if both the criteria will true, then only we call it as pass. Otherwise, we can call it as fail. Yeah, or we can say that need improvement. Whatever the text you want to write, you can write. Okay. So pass. So many students require need improvement. Okay. So here we can say that, suppose that this is the student name, agar hum de de. Student name, suppose that आप दे दो संगीता. We can write student A, student B, or you can say Spider-Man is best. Spider-Man or Iron Man और कोई Batman.
Captain America, sir.
हाँ यार, Captain America, Tom Cruise.
शक्तिमान सर, शक्तिमान.
शक्तिमान को तो मैं पहले रखूंगा, लेकिन इसको नीड इम्प्रूवमेंट में नहीं रखता हूँ. इसको मैं रखता हूँ पास में. शक्तिमान पास हो गया. इसको ज्यादा नंबर देना पड़ेगा तभी पास
ऊपर में
होगा. बस 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 बस. कितने लोग.
So can you please repeat this if and once
हाँ
again?
हाँ वो यार. अभी बस 10 मिनट और. ठीक है. So I'm going to repeat once more. If type and select the formula. If any student have got more than 15 marks in math, comma, or greater than 70 marks in economics, then it will comes under the criteria of pass. Otherwise, it will come under the criteria of fail. Okay. So now you can see that Spider-Man pass because it have got more than 50 marks in economics as well as more than 70 marks in. So more than 50 marks in math as well as more than 70 marks in economics. But you can see that Thor, he have got less than 50 marks in math and more than 17 marks in economics. So what AND will do? So AND will do, if both the criteria will true, then only it will consider false or and need improvement. Whatever the text you want to, you can give. Whatever the text you want to give, you can give.
Sir, so here, if both the criteria are fulfilled, then only it's considered as pass. Otherwise, if any one criteria is not fulfilled, they show it as need improvement, right?
Need improvement or whatever the text you want to write, you can write.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the basic difference between and or. So in or, if any criteria, if any logic will will fulfill, it will provide you for true value. But in and, both the criteria or both the logic should be satisfied, then only it will give you a true result. Otherwise, it will give you need improvement. Okay, I think we have covered all the topics for today agenda.
Sir, I had a question. Supposing there's only one column, values in one column only, and we have to classify them as, like, say, supposing economic status, class 1, class 2, class 3. So can we do that?
Sure, why not? So what is your logic?
My logic is like, say, supposing the if your income is above like 10,000, then you're class one. 10,000 to 5,000, it is class two, and less than 5,000, it is class three or lower class. Supposing
Okay.
we put that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be one column only.
So if you want to use we will cover this is the advanced formula. So here to apply this logic, we have to use the nested if. So I will cover this nested if in our coming lectures. So just note down.
Yes.
Na?
Okay.
Just note down. We will cover this in our next lecture. So this is the topic of nested if. So
Okay.
I will take So I will take 5-6 questions, and if anyone have doubt, so one by one kindly raise your hand and ask the question. So if anyone have doubt, kindly raise your hand and ask the
उसका
question.
नंबर है चला गया इसमें.
अब महेश जी आप अपने आप को म्यूट कर लो. हेलो महेश, आप प्लीज म्यूट योरसेल्फ. हाँ ऐश्वर्या बताइए.
Statistic, there are so many different calculations like calculating quantile, quartile. So how to do those calculations in it?
Okay, so this is out of the scope of syllabus, how to calculate quantile, quartile. So this is basic. So this is all about the statistical formula. So we will cover. So maybe you will learn this how to calculate a quartile, quantile, skewness, kurtosis, or ANOVA or F-test in some of the coming lectures in your SPSS or whatever any other topic or any other tool. So this is outer scope. So this question is outer scope of Excel. So our agenda.
So
Any
we
other question?
cannot do it in Excel.
No, we can do, but so currently this is out of scope of our agenda. So you can ask this me separately.
And sir, I want to ask that the syllabus we are going to cover in this session, is it enough to crack Excel interview?
Definitely, 100%. So if you have the clarity of all this formula, all this topic, then 100% you will crack any not any Excel interview, but intermediate level Excel interview you can pass. Anyone in Lucknow or Delhi, you can, if you want to get a job of around 30-40,000, 20,000, 20 to 40,000, you will definitely crack interview by go through all this formula that we will cover in these 5 days.
Sir, I want to ask about or and sir.
So देखो basically क्या, so are you comfortable in Hindi?
हाँ yes sir.
ठीक है. देखो सिंपल क्या है कि और एंड क्या, सिंपल ये ग्रामेटिकल टर्म्स है. और का मतलब क्या हो गया कि अगर दो में से कोई एक कंडीशन भी फुलफिल होगी तो वो बता दिया मैंने.
सर जैसे कि अगर ये मैथ्स है, मेरा है ये क्वेश्चन कि मेरे को मैथ्स में 90 बिलो चाहिए और इकोनॉमिक्स में मुझे 70 अबव चाहिए, तो मेरा क्राइटेरिया तो वो और क्या देगा मेरे को आंसर?
हाँ अभी
उस बेसिस पे तो वो ट्रू दे देगा, लेकिन अगर वो 70 बिलो हुआ पर मैथ्स में 85 अबव है तो उस स्टेटमेंट में तो वो ट्रू दे देगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे तो मैथ्स में मार्क्स है पर इकोनॉमिक्स में नहीं है. पर तो फिर अगर मेरे को सर क्या, तो मेरा सर जो अगर मेरे को जस्टिफाई करना होगा तो इकोनॉमिक्स के लिए तो वो जस्टिफाई नहीं हो पाएगा ना.
देखो इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि आप समझो, सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट को समझो कि और क्या देता है, गिफ्ट क्या और एंड क्या देता है और आप क्या निकालना चाहते हो. इम्पोर्टेंट इज दैट अगर आप ये निकालना चाहते हो कि समवन हैव गॉट मोर देन 50 मार्क्स इन मैथ एंड मोर देन 17 मार्क्स इन इकोनॉमिक्स, अगर वो दोनों ही क्राइटेरिया को फुलफिल कर रहा है तभी हम उसको पास कहेंगे. अगर इसमें से वो किसी एक क्राइटेरिया को भी फेल कर रहा है तो उसे हम फेल कहेंगे. ठीक है, एक लॉजिक ये हो गया कि अगर वो दोनों ही क्राइटेरिया को पास कर रहा है, कि मैथ में भी ज्यादा पास कर रहा है और इकोनॉमिक्स में भी 70 से ज्यादा ला रहा है, तभी हम उसको पास करेंगे. एक क्राइटेरिया ये हो गया. ठीक है, अब दूसरा क्राइटेरिया, एक दूसरा सीन समझो आप कि सपोज दैट आप एक कंपनी में काम कर रहे हो. ठीक है, एंड यू आर अ सेल्स मैन. सो आपके मैनेजर ने आपसे कहा कि या तो किसी पद्मजा, एक मिनट आप इसको हटा लेंगे. का सिस्टम हैंग हो गया है. अब सपोज आप एक मैनेजर हो, सॉरी आपके मैनेजर ने आपसे कहा कि आपके कंपनी में 10 सेल्स मैन हैं उसने
हाँ
कहा या तो उसकी सेल्स, समझना ध्यान से, या
हाँ
तो उसकी सेल्स 10,000 से ज्यादा हो, ठीक है,
हाँ
या तो उसने 5,000 से या 4,000 से ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट बेचा हो, तब हम उसे कहेंगे गुड एम्प्लॉय या गुड सेल्समैन। ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर दूसरा लॉजिक हो गया, या तो उसने सेल्स ज्यादा किया हो या उसने प्रोडक्ट 4,000 से
ज्यादा
ज्यादा
बेचा
बेचा हो।
हाँ हाँ
अब अगर आपको इन दोनों में से चाहिए कि अगर इन दोनों में से किसी एक क्राइटेरिया को भी उसने फुलफिल किया हो, तो हम
हाँ
उसे कहेंगे गुड सेल्समैन।
ओके
तो इस केस में हम और यूज करेंगे, ठीक है।
हाँ
लेकिन अगर हमको चाहिए कि नहीं उसकी सेल भी 4,000 से ज्यादा हो और उसका
और उसका
फॉर एग्जाम्पल प्रॉफिट भी 10,000 से ज्यादा हो,
ज्यादा हो
ठीक है,
तब हम
दोनों
लोग
ही,
एंड यूज करेंगे।
तो एंड यूज कर लेंगे। सो
हाँ
दिस इज द बेसिक डिफरेंस बिटवीन एंड और, ठीक है। और
ठीक
अगर हम चाहते हैं कि हम इसको अपने मन मुताबिक इसमें कुछ लिखें कि अच्छा
हम्म
सेल्समैन है, मतलब अगर एंड और यूज करेंगे तो इट विल गिव यू ओनली ट्रू वैल्यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रू एंड फॉल्स,
हाँ
ठीक है। बट हम चाहते हैं कि हम इसको अपने टर्म्स में देखें कि उसको नीड इम्प्रूवमेंट है, तो हम यूज दिस विद if formula. So what if is going to provide you,
हम्म
if you provide you the flexibility to write any term, so any text, need improvement लिखो, fail लिखो, pass लिखो, so it will gives you the flexibility to write any values, so any text values, आप उसे need improvement लिख सकते हो, good salesman लिख सकते हो, whatever the text you want to write, if will provide you the flexibility to do this. So that's why we use if with and or if with or, ठीक है। Have the clarity, Naveen and Dr. Safar.
Sir, I have a question.
हाँ,
Sir, can you please repeat that control uh, and interfunction once again?
हाँ, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, देखो इसमें क्या होता है, सिंपल आप मानो। So are you comfortable in हिंदी?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, आप सिंपल समझो। अगर हम चाहते हैं कि एक तो तरीका है कि एक एक करके जुड़े, ठीक है।
Hmm.
So 1 minute, just wait a minute. सॉरी। सो अगर देखो, या तो आप चाहते हो एक एक करके जोड़ो, ठीक है, ऐसे, या अगर आप चाह रहे हो कि सारा एक साथ जुड़ जाए, तो आप पूरा सेल सेलेक्ट कर लो, टाइप इक्वल टू, यूज द फॉर्मूला, सेलेक्ट द रेंज, और आप हिट द कंट्रोल एंटर। सो ये सारे सेल में एक साथ जोड़ के आपको दे देगा, ठीक है।
Also, so I have to select the cells first, right?
हाँ, जितने में
Oh,
आपको जोड़ना है
okay.
उसको सेलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा। और डॉक्टर सफर, लास्ट क्वेश्चन।
And sir, another thing,
Sir,
sir, can you do subtraction or not?
हाँ, कुछ,
Sir,
आप सब्ट्रैक्शन भी कर सकते हो, ठीक है, कोई फॉर्मूला यूज कर सकते हो आप।
oh, अच्छा, okay, sir.
ठीक है, डॉक्टर
hello.
सफर, डॉक्टर
Yes,
Sir,
सफर,
repeat
sir.
max
Sir,
Sir, repeat
sir, my
max
question is that
वन बाय वन, वन बाय वन।
year, month, and date function,
So,
is it necessary that the date should be in a particular format?
सो डॉक्टर नवीन, आप प्लीज अपने आप को म्यूट कर लीजिए। सो नवीन, काइंडली म्यूट योरसेल्फ।
Hello, sir. Did you hear me?
हाँ, यस यस, बताइए।
Sir,
सो आर यू डॉक्टर सफर?
yeah.
सो नवीन, म्यूट योरसेल्फ। सॉरी नवीन, ये कौन है? अच्छा, डॉक्टर साहब, सॉरी डॉक्टर सफर, बताइए, सॉरी।
Okay, sir, my question is that to use the date, year, and month function, is it a date needed to be in a particular format? Like when I formatted the date cell, like date, the name of the month, and the year, that those functions are not giving proper value.
हाँ, ओके, सो a very good question. So first of all, a term called data cleaning. So data cleaning is done before data analysis. So your text should be in a right format. This is a part of data cleaning. So first of all, to use any formula in Excel or to use any formula in any of the software, we have to do some of the data cleaning and to adjust data format in a particular type. So our date should be in a particular format, our text should be in a particular format. So if that value or text in a particular format, then only the formula will work. Otherwise, first we have to clean the data, then the formula will work. Okay. So now in that case, we have to do some data cleaning to use that particular formula. Otherwise, the formula is not going to work. So what we do, data cleaning is the first part and data analysis is the second part.